Hey, I'm Pat Porter. I'm the broker for RecLand Realty. Here we talk about the rural land business and ideas and information to help you better manage and enjoy your own property. Hey, in this short video, I'm going to talk to you about the things that I personally go in the courthouse and look up on a piece of property when I get ready to list it. And I want to tell you what they are and tell you how they can be helpful to you. You may consider doing this yourself, or if you're a landowner, you may consider providing these pieces of information to your land broker when you put a piece of property on the market. I'm not an attorney and I don't pretend to be one, and I'm not trying to do the work of an attorney, but there are a few items that I personally go to the courthouse, go look in the public records, and put my hands on when I list certain types of property. It makes the advertising and marketing easier, and it also helps me in disclosing and describing certain elements of a property that are going to be helpful and even necessary in selling the property. I don't have to look these things up, but it just makes my job easier, and in my opinion, it makes the marketing of certain types of property a little more professional when you can ensure some certain pieces of information. One of the things I always go look up, like I'm looking up here, are leases. Now, I don't do title searches on properties. That's not my responsibility as a real estate broker. When somebody brings a property they want to sell, when they sign the listing agreement, they're guaranteeing that they have a merchantable title to the property, or they're willing to fix it. So I don't have to insure the title before I list something. But when someone tells me that they have a certain type of lease on a property, I want to put my hands on that lease, have it in my file, because a potential buyer is going to ask about that lease. They're going to want to know the details, and I want to be able to go, hey, I got it right here, scan and email it, and I have fully disclosed it. A lot of times clients will tell us about a lease they have on their property, but they leave out important facts. They confuse one issue or item over another. A lot of it has just been kind of hearsay passed down. They don't not necessarily trying to tell you the wrong thing, but oftentimes they do. And I like to have the document with all the details so that I get it exactly right. Because many times people are just remembering what somebody told them. If you remember that game you played when you were a kid, you whisper something in someone's ear, they whisper it in their neighbor's ear, and they whisper it to someone else, and by the time it gets all the way around the circle, it's something completely different than what it started out as. The details of hunting leases, timber leases, mineral leases, grazing leases, things like that are just like that too. I go and put my hands on the document, that way I can disclose it properly in our advertising and also help people understand what they're selling and what they're buying with existing leases. So in this case, I'm walking in this building right here to go put my hands on a timber lease on two different properties that I have just listed. I also will look up things about mineral leases if the seller is uncertain about their lease and if the property is in an area where the mineral rights are pretty important as to the value of the property and whether someone is interested in buying it. Something I always look up is when there's question about the access. If a property doesn't have clear, visible public road access and the seller is uncertain whether or not they have a deeded access, I'll go and look it up. I'll go do a little general snooping of the title and try to find if there was ever an easement or servitude granted to that property, and I'll try to go nail that down. Now that's getting into a little bit of title search kind of stuff, and I don't look through the records all the way back to when God made the earth. I'm not that good at it. I don't want to dig that far, but I'll go make a casual little search to see, has something been granted in favor of that tract? Is there something in the record to show, hey, this tract definitely has legal access? Here's the document, here's the plat, here's where it is. And then if I have that, that's great news. I can then give that to a potential buyer, show them, hey, yeah, the record, this property does have access for sure. I can eliminate some uncertainty by looking that up. And I'll do that on just about every tract that I list if the access is unclear. Now, there's sometimes the seller will just say, no, we just do not have legal access, and then I won't necessarily take the time to go look it up. But if they're uncertain, or if they think maybe they might, I'll spend a little time just to check it out. That's valuable information, and that's going to sometimes make or break a sale. So I'll go look that up. If you are a real estate agent and you've got these types of tracts, rural tracts like I do, those are just a few things that it's important for me to go look up to give me some peace of mind so that I'm properly marketing the property and also fully disclosing things that I believe are important. I don't go too far. I don't pretend to know anything about the title. I don't get into the details of the law that I'm not supposed to. But there are things in that public record that are valuable pieces of information that you don't have to pretend to be an expert on, but you can scan them and email them to a client, and they can take them to their attorney so they can make a decision. It's worth the time and effort to get extra information to help you sell a listing. If you're a landowner and you're getting ready to market a piece of property, you've got some of this information. It's helpful. Get it to your land agent on the front end so that you can get more information to better market and price and present a piece of property to the buyers. So anyway, hope these videos are helpful. There's some more right there. If you're interested in more information about land ownership and how to market and sell land, we appreciate you watching. Bye.